Joining us now to break all of this down is famed homicide prosecutor and attorney Matt Murphy, who is very familiar with this area, spending more than 2 decades at the Orange County District Attorney's Office, the 3rd largest in the nation. Matt, it's always good to see you. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Happy to be here, Natasha.
And before we even get to the National Guard aspect of this, first, as someone who's just very familiar with this area, what is going through your mind as you see this scene unfold tonight?
Oh boy. Well, there's two perspectives here. One is the legal side of it, which is really interesting, and the other is I grew up in this city. I'm here now, and last night I actually was in the Pacific Palisades, and it is it looked like a war zone, Natasha. I've never seen anything like it. And I would encourage anybody who's in LA to go and see that for themselves if they have the opportunity. A lot of it's blocked off by the LAPD, as it should be, but this is a city that has been traumatized by fire. And it is, I know I'm not the only one who sees these fires and this arson going on in LA. And it's just it's simultaneously shocking, infuriating, and very sad.
Yeah, and we just went over the 3 reasons that federal law allows the president to invoke Title X authority to federalize the National Guard. Which of these reasons is Trump using as justification, and is his argument legally sound? I mean, we see him posting on Truth Social today calling this a migrant invasion. Is he trying to play into one of these reasons?
Well, I don't think anybody really sees it as a migrant invasion so much, but this is a really interesting area. The governor of every state typically has control over their state-based National Guard for civil unrest, okay? But the president can invoke it under the circumstances that you listed, including failure to essentially enforce federal law with local forces. And, you know, this is a gray area. It's something that will probably be debated for a long time. But this is, for a lot of Angelenos, including the people that I was with last night, it's pretty outrageous that Gavin Newsom is fighting him on this. You know, we just had fires burn down the Pacific Palisades, and now you're seeing these arsons. So the images that we saw that came out yesterday and the day before, where you have people that are actively attacking federal agents, I think that Pam Bondi would argue that this is an example of a circumstance where local forces are incapable of enforcing the law when federal agents who are enacting federal law that's been on the book for decades are unable to do their job because they're physically being attacked by people with impunity. So I think that would be the argument. But the real issue is we can, you know, ban about words and debate all day long, but as they say, talk is cheap, and I would kind of like to see my city not burn down for the second time in the same year.
Yeah, and Matt, we only have about a minute left, but I want to ask, what are the rules of engagement for National Guard troops when engaged in conflict with American citizens? What can they do? What can't they do?
Well, look, LA has a long, glorious history, a sordid one, of big, giant riots. There were the Watts riots in 1968, where the riots in 1992 that I personally witnessed. And the National Guard has been called in every one of those really bad circumstances to quell this. And so they call them ROE, the rules of engagement. It depends on the circumstances. In the riots in 1992, they were authorized to shoot to kill. So it hasn't reached that level yet on this. Hopefully it won't. But this is serious. And look, these are not local crimes necessarily. These are federal crimes to attack federal agents. And when you're doing this in protest and you're setting arson, federal prosecutors have jurisdiction over this. So these people could get in a lot of trouble. And personally, again, I mean, I'm kind of traumatized with a lot of people after moving my friend's 90-year-old parents out of their home in the Pacific Palisades. I have no sympathy for anybody who gets arrested and charged federally for what they're doing here. It's outrageous. Nobody in Los Angeles should be lighting fires. I don't care what they're protesting.
I hear it. And Matt Murphy, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.